I want to talk about this. Has anybody seen this show, Undercover Boss? I love this show. It's like one of my favorite shows on TV. This is where like the Subway dude, that's the CEO of Subway, comes in all like, you know, under a costume, and hey, I'm here to make sandwiches, and they bring in a camera crew and say that he's on a reality show, and that they get to decide whether he gets to make it as a Subway franchisee. I think that was how he went in. He's going to be a franchisee or something like that. The dude couldn't even make the sandwich. Tomatoes are flying everywhere, lettuce, they're yelling at him. He can't do anything. He can't make the sandwich. He can't load the bread. He's messing it all up. And he interacts with all these different components of his business, and then he finally gets to the end, and they come up to his office, and he's got all the garb up, and he goes, "Do you remember me?" They're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry what I said. I didn't know it was you." He said, "No, it's fine. I'm glad you told me what happened." And then he'll sit down with each individual on his team and talk about the experience. He felt these CEOs think it's a great way to find out what's really going on and to hear the truth. Well, that is not new. That show is fairly new, but that concept actually came out in 1982 in a fantastic book written called In Search of Excellence by Tom Peters. He talked about this back then, and in the book, he talked about a CEO of a European airline, did the same thing. Jumped on a plane, told nobody who he was, bought a ticket, sat down. The young lady next to him did not know he was the CEO of the airline, neither did anybody else. Plane takes off, 10 minutes in, you guys know the routine on a plane. They come by with a little aluminum cart, and all the tray tables go down, right? Her tray table goes down, and on it is a big, nasty coffee stain. His words, "I'm completely embarrassed," he said. "I was so embarrassed when I saw it." Now, she didn't know who I was, but I was embarrassed. He said that she looked at the tray table stain. He said, then she looked at the carpet. Then she looked up at the luggage racks. Then she nudged him, not knowing he was the CEO, and said, "If they maintain the engines like they maintain the interior, we're in big trouble." He said of all of the formal education he'd ever been given, of every seminar he'd ever been to, it was the most powerful lesson he'd ever been given on the power of perception. Perception. So here's what I'm going to ask you to